What's going on, guys? David here again. Give you a quick update or whatever it's called. Actually, I want to do a response. That's what it was. I want to do a response to the One Up Weekly talking about doing these better cabinets. This proposal to Arcade One Up, and I think it's a great idea that Ralph and Console Kids have. And I kind of wanted to piggyback and keep going with that idea. Right now I have 6 cabinets. As you can see, I have 4 of them behind me and I have 2 more over there. The idea of having a cabinet that has, big names on it and just one cabinet, like having all the Mortal Kombats and all the Street Fighters and all the Marvel vs. Capcom, or even split those up and just keep Street Fighter and Mortal Kombats together and put all the Marvel and Capcoms and all of those in one cabinet and have your have a basically dedicated fighter cabinet, and then another one be like the Pac-Man, the Dig Dug, Galaga, all the good names. Maybe put them on like a nice Miss Pac-Man machine, have them all in one machine at maybe a higher price point. That way you have one machine that has all of these. And also I think this would work great for people who have like outdoor bars or something, or man caves like I do, but they just want 1, maybe 2 machines. They don't mind spending a little more money to have something nice with more games on it that are all compatible, but they just don't have the space for 20 of them, or maybe just don't want 20 of them. I have 6 in my man cave right now, and they've kind of taken over my man cave, and I never really intended to have an arcade. I'm not really against it either. I think it looks cool, but I'm at 6 machines now, and that's kind of starting to take up space. And with pinball coming out, they have cocktail cabinets. They have other little things they're going to hook up to your TV. It's a little Pac-Man thing that Ralph got a little friendly with. All those things, and they just take up so much space, and they're not cost effective either. They're not cheap. I mean, they're not expensive. I love them. I have no complaints, but I know for others it's a problem. But what I'd also like to do is piggyback on those and add in the shooters and the racing games. I know they're coming out with Big Buck Hunter later this year. I'm sure that's going to lead into plans of Time Crisis and House of the Dead and all of those. What's the other on the tip of my tongue? Area 51. Then of course you got the racing games that are coming out, and I'm sure they're going to start out with something simple like Outrun or Pole Position, but Daytona USA, the Cruisins are probably going to be coming at some point. And for somebody like me who doesn't have a whole lot of space, I would love to see like a dedicated racing cabinet. Even if it just basically had all the Cruisins, Cruising USA, World, Exotica, and then added and made like the Fast and the Furious versions. And then if you want to make them different, basically you have the same games, but you can buy it with the Fast and the Furious graphics. I realize they'd have to get licensing, but if they could, I grew up with Fast and the Furious, so that'd be a day one buy for me. But you could do graphics of Fast and the Furious, and on another one do graphics of Cruising USA or something, and people want to go from there and do Exotica or something. That can be up to them. And of course the same thing with the shooter cabinets. I realized Terminator ran a little differently than some of the more modern ones, but there's modern Terminator games that run more like the Time Crises and the House of the Deads, and putting all them on one cabinet would be just really awesome to me. And then lastly, your sports cabinets. You see I got NBA Jam now. If they did come out with Blitz, or there's the hockey version of it, and you can sit there and jam all the versions of NBA Jam, NFL Blitz, all the hockey versions on there onto a 4-player, maybe even step it up. Like I said, they were talking the Ferrari cabs, putting like a 27-inch monitor, selling direct to consumer, so they basically ship it right to you. You put it together, no big deal. And you have that at your house. And if you think right there, it's 5 cabinets. You'd have a fighting cabinet with your Mortal Kombats and your Street Fighters and maybe your Marvel's fighting games all on one machine. Then you have your shooting cabinets with your Area 51s, your Time Crises, the Terminator Salvations, all of those on one machine. And I will say with a 27-inch monitor, make it easier on older guys like me to be able to see the shoot. And then your racing cabs, you could have your Daytona 500, your Daytona USA, your now I'm gonna have a brain fart. That's great. Your Cruising Worlds, Cruising Exoticas, even the Fast and the Furious ones, if they could go that far with it, on one machine. And let me stop right there and go with that. That machine, I want to see a racing cab made nicer than the Star Wars cabinet. I like to see them take that and upgrade it. And I realize we're already at $500-600, and you're probably gonna look at $800 to $1,000 if they go much bigger and nicer. But if you're going to do it, and it's going to be a buy once, and hey, you're going to go ahead and load it up with 5 really good games, really good quality games, I'm sure people come out and they'll pay the $1,000 for them. You might not. You might say, hey, no, that's too much. I'm not paying it. I understand. But if I can have a really nice one cabinet without, I can't up here, I'm not getting the big real Cruising World up here by any means, but something that's broke down in a box I can carry up here piece by piece if I need to and set it up. That would be awesome. I'm sure there's other places that are just the same and would love to have one dedicated racing cabinet, one dedicated shooter. I've seen on YouTube plenty of guys who've run Pandora boxes and they just have one big TV with a Pandora box with a custom built riser thing to put their joysticks and stuff on. It looks awesome. So a lot of people might only want one, and I know Arcade1Up doesn't just they take stuff from the community, but they're really looking for people who even just buy one machine. They're trying to get their name out there and get everybody to see it. And I think, you know, if I never saw it and I come across a machine like NBA Jam, big sports guy, I love all my sports, and you're basically saying, hey, $1,000, you're going to get all the NBA Jams, Hang Time, all the NHL Ice ones, NFL Bliss package, maybe even Madden. You're getting all those for $1,000. Okay, I'm gonna find a way to either get $1,000. I'm either probably gonna impulse buy it there and put it on a credit card, or I'm gonna save some money and I'm gonna buy it. And now I've got the whole thing right there. Now I can see where it could be a little issue because sometimes you have friends over, they want to play multiple cabs. Well, if you have a shooter cab, a driving cab, sports cab, fighting cab, they can all spread out and play different games and switch it up later. If you're a sports guy and you're only really interested in the sporting games, now you've got them all in one instead of having to buy 5 or 6 games. Because one thing, if you're buying these and you're not really into them and you only buy one machine, sure, they got your money, but you're not coming back to buy any more. Well, if I turn around, I'm like, hey, I got the sports games, but you know what, man? I remember the shooting games. Those were a lot of fun, too, and all my buddies, we're all into shooting. We're into firearms. Man, I got to get that shooting cab, too, and it's $1,200. So I'm going to save some money to where my friends come over, we can have a good time and shoot up some zombies or whatever we need to and House of the Dead and have some fun with that. Hey, I think I like what they're on to. I like the idea that maybe even if you want to take it a step further, kind of like these custom builds and pick your own graphics and put Time Crisis on there if you want, or like the racing games, if you want to do Cruising World, Exotica, or the Fast and the Furious, if they did those. Be a nice little extra feature to buy, and maybe just roll up the graphics and put them in there and let you do it. Because I realize when you're trying to niche down and you're trying to market to one particular base for business purposes, too many options starts messing you up. It's easier just to build everything the same, everything intertwines, it all works together, and then basically the computer boards are different. So all the monitors are the same, the shape of the cabinets are all the same, that way they can easily go between cabinets and switch parts out as needed. It makes complete business sense to me. So hey, just be like, hey, here's the blank canvas. You're gonna get the racing cab, order the graphics you want, you put them on. If you want us to do it, it's gonna be X amount of dollars, which is probably gonna be pointless for us to let them do it at that point, and we put our own graphics on. But hey, and then a lot of guys already do that, and I'll take the chance on putting some graphics on. You know, maybe there's a standard cab, it's Cruising USA, or get your own graphics and we'll send you a cabinet without any graphics on it, or we'll send you the USA one, and you just slap them on over. You know, the shooting cabinets, fighting cabinets, all the same thing. But I really like the idea that, hey, let's build a Ferrari type cabinet with the good joysticks and stuff. Let's put more of the good games on there that people actually play, because I got the Pac-Man machine, only one game out of, is it 4? 4 games on there, only one ever gets played. Kind of the same thing with Street Fighter. Now, all the Street Fighter games are good, only one of them ever gets played. NBA Jam, that's one that pretty much is tournament edition, but every now and then we play Hang Time. Turtles is one of the ones, I play both games, I like both games. One's better than the other, but the other one has more nostalgia. So these are things that I really think Arcade1Up could hit up on in the future. I like the idea of it. I think they should take note, because I know John was talking about they have a 5-year plan, and of course any business is going to have 1, 3, 5 years out in advance. I have my own business, I do the same thing. So seeing where you're going, and they could really corner the market, because people really love 1UP. iArcade and AtGames, you know, are kind of mad. They don't really play the big games, kind of like what Ralph and Console Kids were talking about, was it yesterday at this point. They're right. You're not getting the top games. Arcade1Up has a corner on it, and it would be cool, and I think a smart business strategy to go ahead and corner it before these other groups catch on. They're already trying to make those MAME cabinets and stuff. They're trying to jump on that bandwagon. If they get the good titles, they're going to corner that market maybe before Arcade 1-Up gets there. I love Arcade 1-Up. I like the way they're going. I think that this would be a good position for them to get into. And hey, let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think this is a dumb idea? You think it'd be a great idea? Did $1,000 make you go, haha, nope, never paying that? What would you think is a good price point? Hey, I'd love to hear from y'all. If you can, man, if you enjoyed this video, if you stayed this long, shoot it a big thumbs up. Throw me a comment down the bottom, subscribe. I'll make more, especially if I get more likes and stuff. I'll keep doing this, just starting out. Love this stuff, love reviewing tech and stuff. Hey, don't want to waste any more of y'all time. Like, comment, subscribe if you can. We'll see you on the next one.